This study has found that you, Madam Secretary, made 56 false statements to the American people, where you repeatedly pump up the case that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and exaggerate the so-called relationship between Iraq and Al-Qaeda. Madam Secretary, can you please tell us, isn't it true that you had intelligence that cast doubt on your repeated claims that Iraq did not have weapons of mass destruction?
No, it's not true, Congressman.
She is a liar. And Wexler meant to say, isn't it true that you had intelligence that cast doubt on your repeated claims that Iraq did have weapons of mass destruction? As you can see when he repeats his question to her.
I simply asked if you had intelligence that was contrary to the intelligence that you reported repeatedly to the American
Congressman,
people.
I would suggest that you go back and read the key judgments of 2002. I think that will answer your question.
Yes, the answer to the question, Madam Secretary, is that in fact there were contrary reports. You chose to weigh the reports that supported your
Congressman, to claim, Congressman, that there were other things that we somehow hid from the American people is simply not right.
The time of the gentleman has expired.
It's worse than how Wexler is characterizing it. What they somehow hid from the American people was information that the weapons of mass destruction were destroyed from the very same source they used to pump up the case that Iraq still had weapons of mass destruction. People need to understand the audacity of the Bush administration. This is from Powell's infamous UN speech. This isn't simple taking from one report. This is selectively citing in order to deceive.
It took years for Iraq to finally admit that it had produced 4 tons of the deadly nerve agent VX. A single drop of VX on the skin will kill in minutes. 4 tons. The admission only came out after inspectors collected documentation as a result of the defection of Hussein Kamal, Saddam Hussein's late son-in-law.
But Hussein Kamal also said that all the weapons of mass destruction had been destroyed. I mean, talk about devious. Look at this. Powell did not note that Kamal had also reported that this nerve gas, along with all other such weapons, had been destroyed years earlier. They're citing this guy to sell the idea that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, saying this was his testimony, but they leave out his main point, saying all chemical weapons were destroyed. Quote, I ordered destruction of all chemical weapons. All weapons, biological, chemical, missile, nuclear, were destroyed.